This one is really struggling because of the cap in place. It has a good inflow notch on it, but it is struggling. It really weakened right before it got to the intercept location, but oh no, hold on a minute. This is getting its act together. It's trying to. If it wasn't for that cap today, it would have been even worse. The tail end of this it does have some rotation on radar. But it is running into an area with less moisture as well, lower dew point profiles. I don't know if I'm going to follow this one because it is running into less favorable parameters as it goes into crosses the Oklahoma state line into southern Kansas. It's a lot more ragged now than what it was. And I might go ahead and continue on with it, but I don't think I'm gonna, because it's not looking very good at all. That could change, but
thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northeastern Key County. At 7:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 4 miles northeast of Newkirk, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. Hazard: quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. Impact: damage to vehicles is expected. Locations impacted include Newkirk, Hardy, and Call Lake. A tornado watch remains in effect for
I might go ahead
area.
and just follow it over into Cedar Vale.
From severe thunderstorms. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
Take the second left onto West 9th Street. route may be affected by severe. Continue on West 9th Street for 3/4 of a mile.
Central Kansas, western Chappaqua County in southeastern Kansas until 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 7:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm
I'll go ahead and
was located
follow it
near
into
Artie, Oregon,
Kansas.
11 miles southeast of Arkansas City, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Expected hazards include $half-size hail.
I'll go ahead and stay on this just in case it
Correct.
has any
The following
surprises to
effects
it.
are expected. Damage to vehicles is expected.
Even though I don't really like the way it looks. This is going to be, there's only going to be a few storms today, and this is probably going to be it here, besides the one down in far southwestern Oklahoma.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto US 77 North, South Main Street.
Yeah. Well, that's some deep water right there.
Turn left onto US 77 North, South Main Street.
I don't know who that was. I heard a hey. I was gonna say, how you doing?
Continue on US 77 North for 12 miles.
I was gonna say, how you doing? But I thought that might be a little weird. Someone said, hey. I was gonna say, how you doing? All right, we're gonna head up to Cedar Vale. I guess we're gonna go ahead and follow this storm. Kind of gonna see what it does, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. The dew point profile right now, it's 61 is the dew point right now, and I am in just north of Ponca City, and just north of Ponca City, and so as it goes further north, it's not going to have a lot of ingredients to work with. Plus, the cap is a little bit stronger up there, so it might try to pull a quick one, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, the HRRR has this one being the only storm in this area. That's not to say it won't be, but this looks like it's going to be the only storm in parts of northern Oklahoma and parts of southern Kansas. Very, very lucky the cap was in place today, or we would have had an absolute horrific situation here. Not to say we won't have any tornadoes this evening, but that would have to be in the southwest part of Oklahoma, southwest of the OKC area, if they can continue to maintain themselves given the environment, the capping inversion that's in place. Yeah, it's really struggling. It's just crossed over into Kansas now. I have to go that way to go back to HQ, so we're gonna track it anyway and see kind of what it does. So we're just gonna go ahead and follow it and whatnot. So I'll leave the live stream going for now, but I am gonna go ahead and follow this. But I'm not expecting anything significant out of it, at least for the time being. It really did try. It really tried there at the last minute. If anything does occur with this, it would be anticyclonic. A lot of the rotation has been anticyclonic on these supercells that I've noticed. At least this one has been. It's been anticyclonic. So we're going to go ahead and go up towards Arkansas City, and then we're going to start going east. I hope you guys are enjoying the new live stream. It's new streaming software I got, and also a 4K Pro consumer camcorder that it's hooked up to that's streaming through. Windshield wipers are horrible because the windshield, I got a bunch of rocks, little tiny bits of rocks that were flung out of a truck, and it littered my windshield with little pivots, and so it's eating my windshield wipers up. I was hoping to have a reason to get it replaced. I was hoping to get it blown out. All right, Garrett. All right, Garrett. You as well, buddy. You as well. You as well. Yeah, the cap is winning. The cap is winning. The capping inversion that's limiting storm development is definitely winning here, and whatnot. So, but I mean, that's a good thing, because if not, it would have been a lot worse today. And there's still a potential that we could still get an isolated tornado or two out of southwestern Oklahoma. But I don't really feel confident in this area. As I progress off to the north, dew points are actually going down. So, someone messaged me. Oh, not that. Never mind. We'll go ahead and follow this storm. I think the main area would be just to the south of Norman, Oklahoma. Those storms down there have a better opportunity of becoming tornadic. But we're going to go ahead and just follow this one anyway here. and even those aren't looking good. They look very scrawny. They look very, very, very elevated. Those down there in southwest Oklahoma, I'm looking at it right now on radar, and I'm talking about just to the southwest of Wayne, Paul's to the west of Paul's Valley. Those are looking rather scrawny and disorganized, and that is also because of the capping inversion, like we've been talking about. That's in place. Nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this storm that's in Kansas now, getting into Kansas. There's a welcome to Kansas sign right there.
Welcome to Kansas.
Yeah, thank you, GPS, for telling me the obvious. But we'll go ahead and follow this storm to see what it does, as this is really the only mature, the most maturest, fully developed storm right now. And it itself is struggling really hard to actually get itself together because that capping inversion. So we'll follow it. We'll follow that, and then we'll keep an eye out for some other storms here that may develop. But this is what the HRRR was saying, and it's verifying pretty well. I think placement is off just a little bit with the storm. Other than that, it did a pretty good job. But once we turn east out of Arkansas City, Kansas, then we're going to go ahead and get south of it and see what it looks like. There is a lot of new lightning. There's a big uptick in lightning, so it might be trying to reorganize again here. But my confidence level is pretty low. If we get the splits, then we might have something, but we gotta wait and see. Because if it does that, then we might have something to work with there. I'm going to be turning on 166 here in a minute, off of 170. And we're going to be heading towards Cedar Vale, because the area of concern would just go just northwest of Cedar Vale, Kansas. But we're gonna do that. Does this thing look lopsided? It's weird. It's not though. Oops. So we'll turn on to 166 here in a minute.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto US 166, US 77 North.
I got me some, oh no, it's the first time trying Cherry Dr. Pepper. Cherry Dr. Pepper. It's the first time I'm trying it. I'm not a big soda person, but it's...
At the light, turn right onto US 166, US 77 North.
It's pretty good. Oh no, it's not cherry. It's
Continue on US 166 for 2 miles.
It's strawberry. Strawberry Dr. Pepper, not cherry. And surprisingly, you can actually taste the strawberries in it. It's actually really good. For everyone joining us this evening, right now we are in Arkansas City, Kansas. We are about to turn east towards Cedar Vale. The capping inversion is actually limiting storm development. So we're just going to follow this, but we will be live chasing tomorrow across parts of southeast Missouri and western Kentucky and the Missouri Boot Heel for a potential tornado outbreak tomorrow. A much more vigorous, well-organized system. And we will be chasing that tomorrow and live. And that has the potential to be a very dangerous day tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and oh goodness. Why my sunglasses decided to fall in my cup holder. But yeah, we'll be live chasing tomorrow as well, covering that event. It's gonna be pretty hectic tomorrow, and it's a well forecasted event, so everyone should be ready for it for tomorrow. A lot of very wide area of potential tornadic storms tomorrow. There is a few failure scenarios with the setup, but regardless, it's going to be very
In half a mile, at the traffic circle, take the first exit onto US 166 East.
Now this one is starting to, looks like it's starting to become more ragged from the capping inversion that's in place. Also, there's not as good dew point profiles of parameter space up in that area where it's going. So now we're eastbound, so we're going to go ahead and try to catch up with this storm here. And by the time we get there, we'll be on the south end of it. If it's actually still together at that point. So someone commented, but my mouse is over it. Tara, I am just to the west of Cedar Vale, Kansas right now. Cedar Vale, Kansas. We're just to the west of Cedar Vale. I'm going east. I'm tracking a severe warning storm right now that's having a really difficult time organizing. And that's probably a good thing for a lot of people because that capping inversion has probably helped quite a few people today, because if it wasn't in place, it would be absolutely bad. One of the interesting things I saw with this, as it was north of Ponca City, was the rotation was on the back end of the storm. It was anticyclonic rotation on the back end of it instead of where it normally is, where it's commonly supposed to be. It was actually on the back end. It's anticyclonic. Earlier it was. Right now I don't see any rotation on radar. I don't see any type of rotation at all. on radar with this storm, and it's going through the north part of Cedar Vale right now. So it's struggling. It's struggling. Looking at the data earlier today and yesterday, this was a part of the forecast. It was very well forecasted. You know, the failure mode, the big failure mode was a capping inversion. And I do feel like the SPC did jump the gun a little bit and put the enhanced risk in there. But I do agree with their decision still, because if the capping inversion had eroded and these storms would have organized, then it was definitely warranted. And then if they didn't put that higher upgrade potential, then and it did break, then it would be a really bad scenario, because then less people would be more, less people would take it seriously and whatnot. So I agree with the decision they made on this. And there's still some opportunity for some storms to form as we get into the nighttime hours, but right now I don't see that happening. And we're just off to the west of Cedar Vale, so we're just kind of going to go look at this storm here, even though it's really ragged. Kent, thank you. I appreciate it. Kayla, we are just to the west of Cedar Vale, Kansas. We will be live chasing tomorrow in southeast Missouri, west of Kentucky, and the Missouri Boot Heel. tomorrow. So far, the capping inversion is working. It's limiting storm growth and development. Um, the storms, the tops would get about 45,000 feet, and then they would collapse. It would recycle, weaken, re-strengthen, shoot back up again, and then collapse. And every time it does that, it does what's cold pooling, and it stabilizes the immediate area around the storm, and it stabilizes its own environment. So it's really struggling to develop. We're just behind one right now that's severe warned. It's very ragged. It's very ragged and whatnot. So, and we're just to the west of Cedar Vale, Kansas, right now. And I'm kind of keeping an eye on it because there's a area on the south part of this that's constantly trying to organize, but it's probably cycled about 12 times since it started, and that is a lot. That is a lot of recycling and whatnot for this. So right now, and the ones down in southern Oklahoma are very elevated. Those are very elevated, and they look even worse. There's only one down there now. There was two south of the Wayne and just to the west of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. There was one. There's still one, but it's still elevated. It's very elevated down there. There was one storm out in front of it, and it's completely gone now. And then there's one back behind it. It's still severe warned. And that one is just to the west of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. We have to kind of watch and see what that does, but it's a very compact storm, and it will be more susceptible to the capping inversion in place due to that. So kind of got to watch and see what that does, but right now that one also is very elevated as well. The one that I am right behind right now it's elevated as well. It's struggling because of the capping inversion. No, this is just south of Wichita. This would be Cedar Vale. It's 166, Highway 166, eastbound from Arkansas City, Kansas. And it's just south of Granola. Granola 160. Granola, Kansas. Cedar Vale is a little speck. You know, if you drive by there, you know, you won't even see it. You've got to actually turn your head. If you're coming from Colorado going through Kansas, and you take this route, you would see it on your right coming in, and you would have to turn your head to see it. If you're coming from Joplin going through Kansas, taking 166, you would have to bend your entire head to look behind you to see it. But they've got there's a really good barbecue joint. There's a gas station in Cedar Vale. It's got some really good barbecue sandwiches. But yeah, it's a little tiny town, and then you got Sedan, Kansas. That's out ahead of that. Further east, you got Sedan, Kansas. We should start to see some more lightning here as we get closer. It's struggling. It really is. All of the storms are struggling hardcore. This is the only one right now that is worth any attention. So yeah, so Kayla, that's the thing. So the capping inversion is strong. I would just set your phone to get notifications for later in case something does, but I'm not going to tell you it won't happen, but the odds of it happening are very low. If you're in Wichita, it's very low. I would just have a way to receive a warning or something or whatnot, but I wouldn't stay up all night in that area. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime, anytime. Yeah, it's the cap. Yeah, it's the cap is spreads all the way up from Wichita all the way down to the bottom of the state of Oklahoma, and it is a very stout cap. It's very very stout. This is the only storm right now, besides the one west of Pauls Valley, that I see that's worth any interest right now. Wow, that lightning is picking up. It's like there's a bunch of new lightning on this as we come in from the back side of it. We are 166 eastbound, going to Cedar Vale, Kansas. Cedar Vale, Kansas. We are on the back end of a storm that's trying to materialize, but is having problems doing so because of the capping inversion. This would be just to the east of Dexter, Kansas. So it looks like there's a bunch of new lightning starting to develop with this. So we'll see if it's organizing. And we're right behind it right now, so and that's where I want to be. I want to kind of watch and see how this develops here. But a lot of people tapping in places. Because if we didn't have it, it would be a very bad day today. Not to say we won't see a tornado tonight, but the odds are decreasing somewhat. And both storms, this one in Kansas and then the one down in just the west of Pauls Valley, they're in very, very rural areas. Very rural areas right now. There's not a lot of anything in between there. So it's, but yeah, we turn the camera around a little bit. It's about lightning here. Right now we're on the back end of this. Back into the storm. It looks like it's trying to re-strengthen, but every time it re-strengthens, it weakens and collapses. And 59 dew point. So we've gone down 3 points since we left Ponca City. This does have, I'm feeling some pretty good inflow winds right now on the truck here. There's pretty good inflow winds. As we're right behind it right now, so we're gonna See what it looks like and stuff. Back. And I'm watching the tail end of this, the tail end of this storm. As that would be the area, if it was to develop any type of rotation, it would be on that tail end part of the storm here. As we get closer, that inflow is definitely picking up on that. So it's got good inflow. And the inflow is directly from the south. So that helps some. It looks like that tail end section of this storm is starting to get a little bit more organized. Connie, right now it's not bad. Right now it's not. It is trying to reorganize. Like we have some cars stopped up here, maybe. Let's see how that storm down in Oklahoma is doing. Yeah, it's still struggling pretty good there. It's getting some pretty strong inflow winds on the storm here, though. Very strong inflow winds. let's see here. I'm gonna actually need to adjust something on my camera here. Looks like we have the local sheriff out watching it. Yep, Sin, yep, capping inversion, that's definitely, yep. Nate, definitely. And it stretches all the way into Kansas, the capping inversion does.
Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Elk County in southeastern Kansas, northern Chautauqua County in southeastern Kansas, until 9:15 p.m. At 8:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles southeast of Greenola, or 11 miles northeast of Cedar Vale, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. You can expect quarter-size hail. The warning was based on radar indications. The following impacts are expected. Damage to vehicles is expected. Locations impacted include Hale, Elk Falls, Longton, and Moline.
Yeah, right now it's just 50 mile per hour winds and 1 inch hail, but it's struggling. So and it is also running into less favorable parameters as well. The dew points up here have dropped about 4 degrees, so it's not great. And the storm to the west of Pauls Valley in southwest Oklahoma is really struggling. It's looking like it's about to completely fade away. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but it looks like it's about to completely go poop on us here. So this is probably the only noteworthy storm right now, and even it's struggling pretty bad. All right, we're getting on to the tail end part of this storm now. Those winds are really cranking. Those inflow winds are really cranking. That vehicle looks familiar. Is that Randy? Kind of looks like, I don't know, Randy Hicks drives a vehicle like that, but I don't know if that's him or not. And it looks like it might be trying to do something there. On the south portion of this storm here, just over Cedar Vale. Looks like maybe there's trying to be some tightening, maybe some rotation on radar trying to develop.
In half a mile, turn right onto Marsh Street.
Yeah, it looks like they dropped the warning for the southern cell, the southern storm, for the southern part of the storm. But the northern part of this is still, there's still a warning. And it's for 50-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail, so it's fairly severe criteria on that. Looks like they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning for the storm in southwestern Oklahoma, just to the west of Pauls Valley. Looks like it's been dropped. And this one's struggling, so I don't expect much out of this at all. right now, this is the only storm that I see that is severe warned. Besides one storm in Junction City, Kansas, Manhattan, Kansas, just the west of there. Right now, that's the only one that I see that's actually warned. There's only 2 storms right now in Kansas that are warned. And right now there's one in Oklahoma, but it's not a severe thunderstorm warning. It's a special weather statement on that. So it's see what it does later, but it's very much a downward trend from here. I'd say once we get past 12 a.m., if we have no development past 12 a.m., then I would call that pretty much done. I will go ahead and look at the HRRR forecast model to see if this fires anything. If this fires anything else. It looks like maybe in the next 7-8 hours, it will fire a complex out of southwestern Oklahoma, and it looks like it may impact the Oklahoma City area. That's in about 7-8 hours from now. We have to see if that verifies, and then a little bit of a line of storms, and basically where we are right now again in 10 hours from now. But the impacts from this are going to be damaging winds and some large hail and whatnot. So, but right now we're on our way back to Joplin, and we're going to go ahead and start getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's potential tornado outbreak across parts of southeast Missouri, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, and the Missouri Boot Heel, and northeast Arkansas for tomorrow. So we're going to be getting ready to cover that event tomorrow. Definitely going to be interesting tomorrow. That's the big day. Tomorrow is the real big day. And even tomorrow has a few failure scenarios as well. If we get too much upscale growth, it can cause some cold cooling, and we can have the environment stabilize. And that's one of the scenarios I'm watching now. As we have the cold front come through later tonight across parts of Oklahoma, there'll be another shot at having some storms develop. There'll be a little bit better opportunity for some storms to develop when that comes through, but we have to wait and see with that what it does. Other than that, we are heading back, so I'm gonna pull over and eat my burger that I got 2 hours ago. Guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in to this live stream. We'll be live again tomorrow, covering the severe weather event, Southeast Missouri, West Kentucky, and Missouri Boot Heel. So stay tuned for that and whatnot. We'll be putting out some forecast information on that. You all have a great night. I appreciate everyone tuning in.